start by asking you about India and your thoughts about the growth that we're seeing here, as well as the opportunities that you believe foreign investors will be looking at.
So I've said this before to you, but now I believe it even more than the past couple of years. I think India is probably top of the list for global investors in terms of where to invest, in the next few years, or even more than that. And a lot of it has to do with obviously everything India has going for it. Obviously, the most obvious thing is demographics, but it's not only that. It's entrepreneurship. It's frankly, the ability for business to flourish. And I've said in the past that sometimes bureaucracy got in the way, but that seems to be going much better. And there's a huge appetite to invest in India from around the world today, including from an EY perspective.
I'll get to the EY bit in just a second, but you talk about this appetite for investors who are looking at India. And we've seen private equity and we've seen a lot of sort of control deals happen here in this space as well. You talked about what's propelling the growth story in India, but what is it that investors are looking for? Are there any sectors in specific that you find more interest in?
Certainly consumer and anything to do with consumer. I met with a few clients today that are franchisees of other brands but have brought it to India. And so consumer for sure, technology obviously. There's great entrepreneurship in India around tech, and I think there will be more and more around AI as well. So that's something that I think India's poised to do more in, and I could tell you a little bit about what we're doing, but it's so consumer tech. I think now. The sector that I think India has a great opportunity in is manufacturing. That's something that obviously India can capitalize in terms of what's happening, in terms of people moving their supply chains away from China. And I think India is a good place for that to happen. And that's something that I think, skilling, and India skilling its people. So, to be more apt in terms of manufacturing will be important. So I think, I would say those are maybe top three. I mean, private equity is always part of it, if you count that as well.